day before my first time drifting my S15, what was supposed to be a 3-hour modification on my car almost turned out to be a 2-day job, and I almost ruined my engine because of this one small thing. This is my Nissan Silvia S15 that I've been building into a street style drift car for the past few months in Osaka here at Alpha Auto Projects. I purchased it bone stock from the auctions, and since owning it, I've modified it for reliability, style, and capability, all of which I think are really important when building the perfect street style drift car here in Japan. Tomorrow we have a drift day at Tokushima Kartland. Most of us are loading up cars today. However, I needed to finish off 2 very important mods to my car that I had left to do before tomorrow. A D-Max manifold for that Kansai SR20 sound, and a G-Ready baffled sump for reliability. You may be wondering by now, what was I talking about when I mentioned ruining my engine the day before drifting? Well, one thing I forgot to order was a braided line oil and water line kit for my turbo, which you would normally change from the factory hard lines when changing a manifold.
A word of advice: if you're taking off the old manifold, just spray some anti-rust C's or something on the bolts before you start taking off all these things, because otherwise it just takes such a long time to crack these. 20-30 years of heat soak, so the nuts are really tired. But this is our stock S15 manifold with the stock S15 turbo and with the stock manifold on there. So you can see this manifold is actually really restrictive uneven headers compared to our brand new D-Max manifold, which is beautiful. Work of art, equal length headers, and it's going to sound really, really good once we're done. So we got the manifold off. This is what the stock manifold from the S15 SR20 looks like. Super restrictive, small shit. And so now pretty much just going to bolt the new manifold straight back on and reassemble it.
Upon installing the manifold back into the car, I must have bent one of the hard lines, because trying to get the manifold back into the car with an ABS unit is a fight in itself. So upon doing that, I slightly stripped one of the oil line threads going into my block, and that's when it hit me. If I can't fix this, I have to remove the whole turbo again, rethread the block, and most of all, this is my daily driver, so I have no way of getting home and no car and no drifting tomorrow. With enough luck, somehow I managed to fix the thread, and with a thread tap it wasn't too bad, and I had a way of getting home.
Sounds good.
Secondly, now I'm just quickly doing the baffled sump. This only took me about 45 minutes and was probably the most straightforward mod, but actually most important for reliability in drifting. I'm just taking the old sump off, making sure I cleaned the surface well, and installing the new baffled sump with gasket glue and refitted it.
That's gonna give me some more reassurance tomorrow for drifting this thing for the very first time at TKL. Just for reliability, because as we've said, this is like a street car that we can drive to tracks and drive home. So having that reliability is going to make it a lot more enjoyable, give me some reassurance. The baffled sump is really important too. If you ever want to keep your SR20 alive, I recommend getting a baffled sump just because it keeps the oil in the middle. When you're drifting, going left to right, all the G-forces, you don't want to starve the oil pickup of oil. So the baffled sump actually comes, it's actually a bigger capacity, and it comes with chamber doors inside that keeps the oil trapped in the middle. They flap open and close to allow oil in and then trap it in the middle. So, but yeah, we got the D-Max manifold on too. I'm just tidying up a few things. I've got to chuck this D-Max heat shield on. That's going to go around the ABS here and go around the back, but pretty much that's what the D-Max manifold looks like. A little bit gold now because we got some heat into it, but it looks fucking sick. So I'm just going to try and make these pipes, like put some heat wrap on these pipes now and try and make everything reliable so nothing catches fire too. But eventually I think I'm going to have to get rid of ththese like rubber couplers and make this all alley piping here for the heat, because it's going to get really fucking hot.